Hello dear students, welcome to today's fluid mechanics class. In last class we saw the velocity, how to make a velocity triangle at inlet and outlet of axial flow turbine and tangential flow turbine. And we already know from earlier classes that what is the axial flow turbine and tangential flow turbine. All these things we have already seen, that how to make velocity triangle for axial and tangential flow turbine. In today's class we will have some different approach to make power calculation and force power calculation for the turbine, which we will today study, that is radial flow turbine. As we know that what is the radial flow turbine, when jet impact in radial direction of the runner rotation, means from outward to towards center, from outwards to towards center, or from radially inward or radially outward, you can say it. So this is the, I have shown a section of the radial flow turbine, runner of radial flow turbine. This is the runner of radial flow turbine, and one van I have shown here. So this is the direction of jet impacting on the van. Actually radial flow turbine means towards this direction, but jet impact not actually in this direction, because if we will impact in this direction, then and the torque cannot be generated, maximum torque cannot be generated. So the direction of flow, relative velocity flow at the inlet of this van will be little bit make angle with the radial direction. So this is the relative velocity of this is the jet we are impacting. This is the direction of jet, absolute velocity v1 at the inlet, and this is the velocity of tip, this van tip at the inlet, and the resultant means the relative velocity of jet with respect to van will be given by this. This is the VA, velocity VA, this is the velocity VB, as we have seen relative velocity topic, and this is the relative velocity of A with respect to B. This is the velocity of jet, absolute velocity, and this is the absolute velocity of van, and this is the relative velocity of jet with respect to van, and this should be tangential to this curve, tangential to this curve. Suppose this curve make tangential direction, this is the tangential direction of curve at the outlet tip. So the relative velocity of the jet should be along this direction, tangential direction of the curve, for the minimum losses. For the minimum losses, it is a condition, I have already cleared it to you in earlier classes, that the relative velocity of the jet should be tangential direction to this curve, van curve. So the resultant should be this, and as per that we can adjust the direction of V1 and U1 by calculating. So means the relative velocity of jet with respect to this van tip at outlet should be in radial direction. And whatever example I am taking here, this is the inward flow radial turbine, because I am impacting jet from outward, and the jet is flowing in along the curve, and going inside. So this is the inward flow radial turbine. So this is the velocity triangle OAB at the outlet, sorry, at the inlet of the turbine. Inlet is the this tip is inlet. So this is the jet, this is the direction of jet, and due to relative velocity it will impact like this. So, and with the same relative velocity VR1, jet will glide in this curved path of the van, and with the same velocity jet will come out with the same relative velocity here, VR2. Means VR1, the magnitude of VR1 will be equal to this VR2. And when this is VR2, and we will, the velocity, van velocity vector, we will connect here, U2, and then this will be U2. Means jet velocity, absolute velocity of jet at outlet. You can understand from the previous remind your previous class of the relative velocity. This is the VA, this is the VB. We are connecting the head of V and VB. So this will be relative velocity of A with respect to B. So this direction we are knowing relative velocity of jet, and this direction we are knowing the velocity of van at outlet. So this will be jet velocity at outlet U2. This triangle gives us complete information. This is the O dash, A dash, B dash. This is the relative velocity triangle at outlet. And suppose runner is rotating with omega angular velocity. So U1 will be R1 omega, because this is the R1, this radius, this is the center of runner, and the tip radius from this distance of tip from center will be R1. So R1 omega will be U1, and the direction of U1 will be tangential to this. And this is the R2, the radius of the distance of this tip in outlet tip from the center of runner. This is the R1. So the tangent to this line OA dash, this will be direction of U2, tip velocity, the van tip velocity. This is U2 at the inlet, and this will be U2 is equal to R2 omega. We know that V is equal to R omega. Using this, that relation, physics relation, V is equal to R omega. This is, we will get U2, the tip velocity at inlet, and this is the U1 is equal to R1 omega, tip velocity at inlet. This is a tip velocity at outlet. And the relation we have used in last articles for power calculation, force in the direction of motion of van into velocity of van, F into U. This is we use for power calculation. But here one thing we can observe very easily, and I cleared it earlier that this relation we can use if U is same at inlet and outlet. In axial flow turbine, U is same at inlet and outlet, means U1 is equal to U2, and in tangential flow turbine, U1 is equal to U2. So this relation can be used if inlet and outlet velocity of van tip is same. But here we can observe that the direction as well as magnitude both are different. U1 magnitude is R1 omega, here U2 magnitude R2 omega, and direction of U1 is tangential to this, and direction of U2 is tangential to this. So this relation cannot be used to power calculate here in this radial flow turbine. Here we will use the rotational equations. Means rotational equation means here power calculation for this is the for linear equation, force into where motion is linear, means direction is not changing. But here the motion is the direction is changing of u. So here we can use power calculation. For power calculation, power is equal to torque into angular velocity. This is the analog relation. This is for linear motion, this is for rotational motion. As we know that linear motion, for linear motion force is used, for rotational motion torque is used, and for linear motion velocity is used, and for rotational motion angular velocity is used. So this is the analog relation of this for rotational motion. Power is equal to force into velocity for the linear motion, and power is the torque into angular velocity for the rotational motion. So here the u1 and u2 are different, so we will use this, bus omega is same. Here this tip having same omega because this is related with runner angular velocity. So angular velocity of this tip and this tip is same, but the velocity u, tangential velocity is different. u1 is different than u2 because u1 is equal to r1 omega and u2 is equal to r2 omega. r1 and r2 are different, so u1 and u2 are also different, and also the direction of u1 and u2 are different. So this relation cannot be used here for power calculation. We will use power calculation torque into omega. So how can we calculate the torque for the time period jet is impacting and leaving the jet? That is impacting here and leaving here. During this time period, what torque this jet applied to the runner for the rotation? So that we will see. Just like I am flipping the page first for explaining further. You remember this one thing I will more to tell you. So, and this is the VW1, the velocity of jet along the tip velocity at inlet. Along u1, this is the jet velocity, component of v1 along u1, VW1, velocity of whirl. Okay, and here at outlet, this is the VW1. Okay, this is a VW1, and direction is VW1 is here. Direction of VW1 is try to rotating this point anti-clockwise. So VW1 is along this direction. So this will try to rotate in this direction to the runner, and here the direction of VW2 is in this direction. See, this is a VR2, this is V2, and velocity of whirl is the, as we know that velocity of whirl at outlet is the jet velocity component. This is a jet velocity V2, jet velocity component along the van velocity. This is the direction of van tip velocity at outlet. This is the van tip velocity at outlet. This is the direction of van. So VW2 is the velocity of whirl, that is the component of jet velocity along the van velocity. Along this, the component of V2 is VW2, but the direction of the component VW2 is in this direction, and this will try to rotate clockwise to the runner, and this component at inlet is the direction of V1 is in this direction, VW2 is along this direction. This will try to rotate this runner along anti-clockwise. This will try to rotate this runner along clockwise direction. So direction of VW1 and VW2 are opposite here. So this will create a clockwise anti-clockwise momentum. This will create clockwise momentum, and the term momentum, angular momentum. Now I will not tell momentum. This will create, this VW1 create anti-clockwise momentum at inlet, and VW2 create clockwise momentum at outlet. So the direction of momentum due to this VW1 means the tangential component, or you can say along the direction of U1. So VW1 is a tangential component of velocity at inlet, and VW2 is a tangential. This is a tangential direction, tangential component of velocity of jet at outlet. So the tangential component of at inlet VW1 is trying to give a anti-clockwise momentum to the runner, and the tangential component of V2, that is VW2, trying to give a clockwise angular momentum. So now after this I am visiting to next page. So we can calculate power here by using this relation, torque into angular velocity. But how to calculate the torque? Just like force is the rate of change of momentum. Just like force is rate of change of momentum, the torque is rate of change of angular momentum of the jet in the time period when jet is impact at inlet and jet is leaving the outlet. During this period, what torque jet applied to the van, that will be rate of change of angular momentum during this period when jet is impacting at inlet and leaving from outlet. During this period, what is the average torque, that we can calculate by the concept of physics. So by the concept of physics, torque will be rate of change of angular momentum of the jet, and angular momentum can be calculated as angular momentum is equal to mass into tangential component of velocity into radius of rotation. So in last page we saw that tangential component of velocity is VW1 at inlet, and radius of the rotation is R1. And let's suppose m mass, we are calculating the angular momentum for m mass of water. Let m mass is entering at the inlet and in t time it is leaving the outlet. That will discuss later, but at right now I am trying to make you understand that what is the angular momentum. So angular momentum of, let us see the angular momentum. What is the angular momentum? So I will make you first understood that what is the angular momentum. Suppose this is the point O, and this is one mass, this is body A. Suppose this is a particle, yes, you can say body A, and the mass of this body A is m, and this body A is moving along this direction. This V1 is the direction of velocity of body A, and body A is having mass m. We want to calculate the angular momentum of this body A about this point O. So how we will calculate the angular momentum of this body A having mass m moving in this direction? What will be the angular momentum of body A about this point O? So how we will calculate? We will join the center of body A with this point O, this dotted line I have shown, and perpendicular to this we will take the component of this velocity v. If body is rotating about O, it is different matter that the velocity of body is along this direction. But suppose body is rotating about O with the help of some other sources, then the tangential velocity of A means the velocity of A perpendicular to this line OA will be V cos theta. So what will be angular momentum of this mass m? About O, mass into the component, tangential component of velocity of this mass m about the axis of rotation. This is O is the axis of rotation. So this is the tangential component will be v cos theta. That is the Vt, m Vt r. R is the distance of this body A from O. We are calculating the angular momentum of A about O. So what will be angular momentum of A about O? The tangential component of velocity of A, that is the v cos theta Vt, and mass of body A and the radius of rotation A, m Vt into r. This will be angular momentum, and this angular momentum will be anti-clockwise. You can see that the velocity of the tangential component of velocity is in this direction, and this will try to rotate this body A anti-clockwise about O. So just by seeing with eye, you can judge that this is the anti-clockwise angular momentum. Angular momentum is indicating with capital m into Vt into r. What is the angular momentum of body A about O? Mass of body A into tangential component of velocity of A about this axis of rotation, that is Vt, into radius of this axis of rotation. The radius of rotation of this mass of A about O. This is r, m Vt into r. So this is the angular momentum of the body A about O. Mass into tangential component of velocity into radius of rotation. So this same thing we will see. So let us visit on the same page. So angular momentum is the mass into tangential component of velocity and radius of rotation. So at the inlet, by referring the last page figure where we have made inlet and outlet velocity triangle, refer that page. The angular momentum at inlet of the tip will be mass m. Suppose m mass is impacting, we are considering m mass into tangential component of v1 into radius of rotation, that is m vw1 r1. And at the outlet, the angular momentum of the jet will be mass, suppose m mass is leaving of the jet, mass into tangential component of velocity, that is vw2, and radius of rotation, that is r2. So this angular momentum, refer the last page, will be anti-clockwise angular momentum, and this angular momentum at the outlet of the van will be clockwise angular momentum. These both angular momentum will be opposite angular momentum. And let us see how to calculate the power and torque. As we know that power will be given by the, here in radial flow turbine, torque into angular velocity, and torque will be given by the rate of change of angular momentum. Let us see. So power is equal to torque into angular velocity, and torque is rate of change of angular momentum. So torque applied by jet to the van will be initial angular momentum of the jet, that is when jet is entering the van, minus, what is this, a change of angular momentum. Initial angular momentum of the jet, initial means that is when jet is entering the van, means at inlet, minus final angular momentum of the jet, means when jet is leaving the van. Means this is the angular momentum at inlet of the van, and this is the angular momentum at the outlet of the van. And this momentum, angular momentum, is, suppose jet is changing in time t. So initial angular momentum is m vw1 r1 minus, this is the anti-clockwise angular momentum, and minus and this is the clockwise angular momentum, so we will apply one more minus because these both are opposite. If anti-clockwise we are taking plus, so clockwise angular momentum we will have to take negative. So initial angular momentum minus final angular momentum. Initial angular momentum is mvw1r1 minus final angular momentum is minus mvw2r2. Vw2 is opposite to Vw1. So change in angular momentum. Suppose this angular momentum is changing in t time, means m mass is entering at the inlet and leaving after t time at outlet. So for m mass, this angular momentum is changing in time t. We are taking out m common, so m by t is the rate of flow of strike rate of mass strike. So what will be torque applied by jet to the van will be mass strike rate into Vw1 R1 plus Vw2 R2, and mass strike rate is rho a V1. Here we are not taking relative velocity because complete mass of the jet is striking on the van, because relative velocity we take if only one van is there, but here series of van is there. So one van will pass, second van will come, second van will pass, third van will come in front of jet. So in this way complete mass of the jet will strike on the van. It is different matter that van is changing, but complete mass will strike on the van. So here rho a V R1 we will not take. V R1 is taken only if we are calculate the torque of one van, but here we are calculating the torque of complete runner, torque applied by jet to the complete runner. So it will be rho a V1, complete mass is striking of the jet on the runner. So rho a V1 mass strike rate into this is the Vw1 R1 Vw2 R2. This is the torque applied by jet to the runner, and power is torque into omega. This is the torque, this is the omega, and we are taking omega inside this bracket. So R1 omega is the U1 and R2 omega is the U2. Tip velocity at inlet, tip velocity at outlet. So this equation gives us the power of the inward radial flow turbine. So we can observe an angle beta in the velocity triangle at outlet, which jet make with the direction of velocity of tip at outlet as usual. Same angle we had used in axial flow turbine and tangential flow turbine. Same meaning here. Beta is the angle made by jet velocity at outlet with the line of the tip velocity at outlet. So if beta is less than 90 degree, then this will be power of the radial flow turbine. But if beta will be 0, then Vw2 will be 0. So power will be, here this term will be 0. So power will be rho a V1 Vw1 U1. And if beta will be greater than 90 degree, then Vw2 will again give a anti-clockwise angular momentum. This is already giving anti-clockwise angular momentum. When beta will be greater than 90 degree, then Vw2 will also give anti-clockwise angular momentum, because the component of Vw2 will try to make rotate anti-clockwise to the runner. You can see from the velocity triangle. So if beta is less than 90 degree, then this is the relation for the power. If beta is greater than 90 degree, then here will be minus Vw2 U2, and beta is 0, then Vw2 will be 0. The component V2 will be 0 at outlet. So this is the relation for, this is the power calculation formula for radial flow turbine. Beta is less than 90 degree, what we have taken in our case, and if beta will be greater than 90 degree, then here will be minus. If beta will be 0, means VW2 will be 0, so then the power will be this. So in this way we can calculate the power of radial flow turbine. So in this way we saw that how to calculate the power supplied by jet to the radial flow turbine.